What's up, guys? This is Lewis with Strictly Front Wheel Drive here. Today is a pretty good day. I got the parts in for the Civic and the engine. I ordered a clutch slave and clutch master. I noticed the last time I got back from the track when I was parking the car, I looked underneath. I forgot what it was that I was looking underneath for, and I saw just a slight drip of oil out of the clutch. I can't even talk right now. I'm sorry. I just got out of work, guys. I'm exhausted. But I noticed a little bit of leak out of the clutch slave where the boot is. So it's been something I've been wanting to change for a while anyway. So I'm just gonna change them out. I bought one of each, the slave and the master, from Gasket. So it's gonna be a pretty good brand, better than what was in there. And I also got the dowel pins and the head gasket in. So today I'm going to go to Harbor Freight. I'm going to pick up a drill bit set real quick, and I'm going to drill out those holes, and that should be all set. Once that's all set, then it should be ready to take the plugs out, take the water pump out, and I also got that valve in for my pressure washer. So if I have time, I'll pressure wash it. If not, I'll leave it for the weekend because I gotta get all that sugar out of there and all that stuff. And then just give it a little once over and see what's going on, see how it turned out and all that stuff. And so I'll get back to you guys once I get inside and get all the stuff out. What's going on, guys? I'm back. I'm at the house now. I just came back from Harbor Freight. I picked up just another set of cheap drill bits. There was a coupon in there for I think $14 or $13 or something like that. So those are good to have because they're cheap and they last pretty long. They're not that they don't break as easy. I mean, they do break depending on how you use them, but I've gotten good use out of them. So we got our packages here. I believe one of these is a solenoid for, I think it's this one, the valve for the pressure washer. One is for the dowel pins, and then I believe this is the head gasket. So we're gonna open that now and see what they brought us. Alright, so this is the valve for the pressure washer, the one I was talking about. It's got new O-rings on it and everything, so I just gotta install that. And pressure washer should be mint, because what happens, they say, is this rod in the middle, it ends up bending because this actually it gets compressed. This is actually stiffer than the other one, and that rod actually gets bent. So then when it tries to release the pressure, it just gets itself stuck for whatever reason. But it's a common problem on those pressure washers, so there's only 15 bucks for that. So hopefully that'll solve that problem and I can use the pressure washer. If not, I'm gonna be looking at a rebuild kit for the pressure washer pump itself. I don't want to do that because it's expensive, but if I have to, I'll do it. These should be the dowel pins. Yep, these are the step down dowel pins for the vtec. Get this drill out of here. So these are basically gonna go. Alright, sorry guys, I had a little technical difficulty because one of these, forget which one it was, I think it was this one, eBay part, obviously. I'm not sure who makes it or whatever, I forgot the name, but it didn't fit in here. On the vtecs, you wanna go with the front corners instead of the rear. So this wasn't fitting here, and what I basically had to do was remachine it, if you will. All I did was put it on a drill bit. I taped one end on the drill bit and I just hit it with some rough sandpaper, then some polishing sandpaper on both sides. I test fitted it over here on the head side, and it fits in there nice and snug now, both sides. It was probably just a defective one, but I paid, I think, $5 for them, and they're steel, so I'm not too worried about if I had to do a little bit of work. I'm not going to cry about it. They both fit in there now, nice and nice. This one fits a little looser than this one, but that's just because I didn't sand it too long enough, but it'll be alright. I'm gonna still send it. I can still spin it in there so it has, so you can see it's a nice snug fit. It's not too hard to get out, but it goes in nice and easy. So now back to what I was gonna get at. If I can find the head gasket, because I went crazy. Where did I put that thing now? Yeah, I literally flipped out when I saw that wasn't fitting. So I had to like stop and see what I could do. Give me a minute, guys. Let me find this head gasket. Alright, guys. So I found it. It was just hiding on the bag there. It was black, so I couldn't see it. A little freak out moment. I'm a little exhausted from work, so just bear with me. So now that I got these on here, now I can do what I was going to do, which is put the dowel pins on there. And now I can go around drilling the ports that I need to drill for all the coolant holes. So what I'm basically going to do is I'm going to find a drill bit that's pretty, the diameter is pretty close to these holes here. I'm going to try to drill maybe 3 on here, maybe, maybe 3. Obviously these are 1. I'll try to get 2 small ones out of this one, but I just got to figure it out and see what I'm going to do. But I'm going to try my best to hold it down and just go a little bit at a time and just keep holding it down all the way down and at least drilling the holes little by little, trying not to damage the head gasket. What I'll probably end up doing is starting it, taking the head gasket off, drilling it through, putting it back on. I mean, it's going to be a pain, but at least I got the head gasket now and I could get them done. So I'll get back to you guys once I start drilling a couple of them. Alright guys, we're back. I got all the ports drilled out. I did 3 on here. They match up fairly well with the gasket. I didn't get too picky with it. I just drilled them. Word of advice, do this with an old gasket if you have one handy. I didn't, so I used a brand new one. This thing cost me $80. So I was very careful not to nick it or get any crap in it or anything like that. But I did use the gasket while I was on it, and I put the drill bit in the hole, and I put just a little bit of pressure down on the drill bit, and I gave it a couple taps with the trigger just to make the mark. I did that on all of them, and then I drilled my holes, and then they lined up pretty quick, pretty good. This one didn't line up too much as well as this one, but doesn't matter because it's still gonna get flow. That one lined up pretty good, and all the rest of them lined up pretty good. What I did pay special attention to, what I recommend, is these areas here. If you know the stock, how the stock block looks without this stuff on there, or block art or whatever, it has a little hump here. I started to drill straight in, straight down, and I started to feel that hump on the tip of the drill bit, so I stopped, and I moved the drill bit at just a little bit of an angle to clear that, and I cleared it. So I did that to all of these. They're just at just a slight angle. And then the same thing with these. I angled them this way so that way I could clear that hump and I'm not messing up anything in there. I don't think it's going to be a big deal if you do hit that, but I just, for my thought or my peace of mind, I just decided to do that to clear it. So I just did 3 here for the gasket because it was a wider holes there, and then the rest I just did 1. The drill bit that I ended up going with was, give me a second. This is, mind you, this is Harbor Freight. I went with a 13/64. So this bad boy right here, 13/64. And I did all the holes that size because if I went any bigger, it looked like it was going to be too big, where the holes were just going to be, the drill bit's going to be too close to the edge. And I wanted some meat on either side of the holes, so that way I'm not totally getting rid of that material there and causing a weak point. So I was careful not to get too close to the walls. Like this is a perfect example right here. That one I got a little close, but it's still got just a tad bit of meat on there, so I'm not worried about it. But You can't get too crazy, too anal about it. Just get to it, send it, and that's it. But I don't have time today to get the pressure washer going because it's already late. So what I'm gonna do is end up calling it a night. Tomorrow after work, tomorrow I have another long day at work, but tomorrow after work I will take the block apart because I left the crank in it like a dummy and all that stuff got everywhere. This is another reason why it's just a pain, because that stuff literally got everywhere, but I'm not worried about it because I'm going to take the crank out, wash the crank, make sure all the holes, the oil galleries are all clean and clear. I'm going to pipe thread them and all that, and clean all the oil passages on the block, coolant ports, everything. Water pump's coming off, all the plugs are coming off, the sensors coming off here. I'm gonna completely clean the block. If I have to, I'll give it a warm bath and some Dawn dish soap. I've done it before on one of those totes there. You just fill the tote up like halfway to maybe a little more, and put a little bit of dish soap in there, Dawn dish soap. You mix it up with some nice warm water, and you swish the block up and down, and it'll do a pretty good job of cleaning all the ports for you and getting all that gunk out of there. You can drain it and do it again a couple of times, and it's pretty good. It's like a hot tank, cheap hot tank, DIY hot tank. But I think the pressure washer is gonna work perfectly. I think it's gonna get all the stuff out, so I'm not gonna go too crazy. But I'm gonna call it a night tonight. I didn't get time to put that valve in, like I said, in the pressure washer. It's too late. I don't want to put it in and then start it up and the neighbors call the cops or something because I'm too loud with it. But I'll try to do that tomorrow. If not, I'll get to it this weekend. And yeah, we'll go from there. Thanks, guys. Alright, guys, I know I kind of ended the video on the last one, but I just wanted to run through what I was talking about. I think it was a couple videos back where I couldn't figure out what the name was. It's Carceps hubs, 36 millimeter. They're swap hubs. So this is going to basically give me the option to not have to do the 5-lug conversion to get a 36 millimeter axle, because this does it for me. The ones I'm going to buy have the bearings with them. These don't. So it's going to be just a little bit more money, but it's going to, I think I think it's almost the same price as this. So, or less. I think it was around $340, but it comes with the bearings. It's Carceps hubs, and that way I can install these bad boys. They're 500 horsepower rating, chromoly. It says right here it's for the 5-lug conversion, but I'm not doing the 5-lug conversion because I have the I'm gonna be doing the hubs. They also have the 1,000 horsepower down here, but I don't need those. I'm gonna stick with the 500 horsepower because that's what I'm aiming for. Those are my goals, and I think they'll hold even more power than that. But we're just gonna leave it. We're gonna leave it up to the testing in the future. So I just wanted to end the video with that. Give you guys kind of a sorry, brain fart. Give you guys kind of a conclusion to what I said earlier. So I'm gonna end the video here. Thanks for watching, guys. It's been fun. Like, subscribe. I still haven't got any emails from anybody. Just remember, if you got any questions, just email me. I gave my email on the last I think it was 2 videos ago. I gave my email. So if you guys got any questions, just don't be scared to ask. Like I said, like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Thanks, guys.